Happy Friday, everyone. I mean, Nicole, we're just giving each other good vibes.
Good vibes. It's Friday. Woo. Super excited. It's going to be a great day for everyone here. It started off rainy and it looks a little bit, but I know that's Colton's job. Yeah, Colton will explain more about that. But Studio 10 today is going to be so much fun. We are getting ready to guac and roll.
I see where this is going now.
Yeah, that's because obviously Cinco de Mayo is happening on Sunday. And so a local business, it just specializes in guacamole and all of that fun, authentic Mexican food. So he's coming in to share maybe not his secrets, but at least give us a good taste of what, we can bring if you do, have a Cinco de Mayo party or just like to have a little bit of a little guac flair, but it's great to support local businesses, especially authentic ones. So we are excited to bring him in, as well as, we love to have showcase performances on Studio 10 as well. And Robin Hood is being performed by the Children's Ballet Theater this weekend. So their opening night is tonight. Actually, no, it's next week. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
It's hard because it's like we do a lot of planning in advance, and theirs is the 8th, 9th, and 10th. But anyway, remember that.
Next week.
Yes, next week. But they're going to be coming on ahead of their performance, and they will be showcasing Robin Hood. Yes, I know, doing it in ballet form, which cool. I know, I'm excited for. And so we'll be talking to her, and then she'll be dancing for us as well. So we love to have a little bit of a performance on Studio 10, on the Studio 10 stage, as well as we are just keep on going through our Mother's Day giveaway. So obviously, if you have a motherly figure in your life, all you have to do is go to WILX.com/contests and just tell us how amazing that person is and why they deserve to win over $300 worth of gift cards, because we'll be starting that giveaway next week. Yeah, super easy. WILX.
And we'll show right here.
Yeah, /contest right there. And then, right there.
Ooh.
And you just click on that, and then you put it in your email, and that's how it gets it going. But super fun, super easy. $300, more than $300 worth of prizes and experiences. All that starts, we'll start drawing those names next week. We also have 517 Friday, so we hear all the weekend events from Sarah Pierce. And then tomorrow is also May the 4th be with you. So we're having our Star Wars friends come on, taking us to a galaxy far, far away. So we want you to come along with us.
I am your father.
Yes.
Wait, is that actually how they say it, though? Because I've heard things that it's not.
I am your father. It's not Luke.
Oh, that's what it was.
It's I am your father, yeah. And then he goes, no! And he has like this big, whiny face as he's holding onto a pole. I mean, granted, if I found that out too, I'd
that
like
would be,
I was like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, simmer down, Luke. Not that dramatic. I'm just kidding. He gets his hand cut off, whatever.
Not dramatic out.
No, I know. Come on. But Jedis need to control their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Use the Force.
Use the Force. May the Force be with you. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna have our friends on, but they're from the League of Enchantment, which is a nonprofit in the area that gets to go to different hospitals or gatherings and really kind of can provide an escape for children that really need an escape. So we're excited to have them on. Big show.
Very big show. Lots going on, previewing going on, and also those nominations, which I'll show you in one more time. Let me take that down. There we go. And we will see Nicole coming up at 3 o'clock with the rest of Studio 10, and that is in just over 50 minutes. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Taylor.
And of course, again, you go to WILX.com. I'll go back to our homepage so you can see how to mominate your mom. Click on the little sandwich icon looking thing to the left, and then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see contests. Click on that one, and you're going to see the first one is Studio 10 presents a Mother's Day giveaway. Mominate your mom. I like how they said that. So all you have to do is put in your email address and then submit your entry. And I think maybe there might be a question as to why mominate your mom. And because your mom's amazing. I'm sure she does all of those incredible things for you. So many sacrifices. She puts you first. So now we're going to put your mom first because she deserves all of the thank yous and love that they give to us. So mominate your mom. And of course, one more time, here's how you can stay up to date with Studio 10. All you have to do is go to WILX Studio 10 for their social media handles, and then you can go to Studio 10 at WILX.com if you are a business and you would like to what's it called? Oh, if you want to sponsor with them, there we go. Advertise, sponsor, or answer any of their questions. And they also have a little phone number now that you can text for all of those answers. They're fun questions of the day. So they always talk about those questions on, the day before. And I can't remember what their question was yesterday, but there's always something fun and interactive. So if you want to see what that question was yesterday, just go back and rewatch it. And then today, just text it, and so they can give you a little shout out if you get chosen. And it's just always super cool and fun. And I'm always laughing in the studio when I hear the responses from those, and they're just very creative and, again, interactive. It's a good way for the viewers like you to, interact with us and also get that nice little shout out. But don't forget to shout out your mom. They definitely deserve all the love and the thank yous that they can get because they do so much for all of us. So again, studio10@wilx.com if you want to, answer those questions, if you have comments, if you got questions, or if you want to participate in their giveaways. And then also WILX Studio 10 to go to their social media handles. And I'll show you again how you go to their social media handles. I typically go on YouTube, so I'll switch this over real quick. Oop, give me a second. We're hitting the wrong button again. All right, there we go. So this is Studio 10's YouTube page. I typically click on videos so I can see everything, but here's what the homepage looks like. You can do your playlists, see even more. So if you want to get all your Mother's Day stuff, and this helps break it up also into, of course, organizing it with all of those related clips. Otherwise, if you just want to see each singular video, here's where you can go. But I will say the playlist, which I was playing around with the other day, very nice just to get those, like a little one-stop shop if you want to learn everything Mother's Day related. If you want to see what's trending, go over there. But you see Mother's Day has 4 videos, so you can learn about all of that. And they're just always so cheery. You can see the smiles on their faces. It's always great to see Studio 10. So that is what you can do to stay up to date with Studio 10. But I do want to share what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news before we get Colton over here talking about that rain. I am seeing his little radar that he has pulled up right now, and he'll share more of that with you coming up soon. But yes, we're seeing some of that rain today. And I'll play it right now before he gets over here, just so you guys can see the beginning of what we're seeing around this time. Of course, those rain showers are coming through. But I will show you real quick what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news, starting with first at 4. So let me pull that up for you all. So May is National Foster Care Awareness Month. And during this time, a lot of those younger children get adopted. And you kind of think of, children are much different than animals. But in a similar way, a lot of puppies, kittens, the baby animals get adopted quickly. And that happens the same when it comes to children. The younger children get adopted quicker as opposed to the teens and the older children. And so this is a great way to spread awareness on that, become informed, and also take action on top of that, right? You can have all the awareness in the world, but nothing will change unless that action is taken. So we're going to share more today coming up with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services on the importance of foster care, especially across mid-Michigan and what that is looking like across our area, right? We care for these children. You want to get them into nurturing, caring homes, loving homes, because everyone deserves that. So we want to help make sure that we're lifting up others too. And then coming up, News 10 at 5 o'clock today, we have a schools rule package from Justin Kent. We've also a package story, excuse me. Isley Herschel is talking about a nurse internship program. But of course, you're seeing that our very own Fred Heumann with News 10 Sports has a special basketball game that he's talking about. So heading over to Portland High School today, where there is an all-inclusive game for those with special needs. And so that is such a feel-good, uplifting story like we were talking about. Make sure to check that out with our News 10 Sports Fred Heumann. Coming up, News 10 at 5. Coming up, News 10 at 5:30 today, Aaron Bowling is on a story about the Eaton County Deputy Paramedic Program. So Eaton County is now cross-training deputies with paramedics to help with shortages of workers while serving the community. I'm sure you've heard of many of these shortages. We've talked about nurse shortages. I know in the past we've talked about lifeguard shortages, which we're going to check in again this year because I know a lot of pools are opening up, especially with Memorial Day coming up toward the end of the month. So a lot going on this month, but of course we're going to keep you up to date and informed right here on News 10, both on air and online. So thank you for checking in if you are getting informed, and we appreciate you for joining us. So yes, Aaron Bowling will have more on that coming up, News 10 at 5:30. Coming up, News 10 at 6. Zachariah Wheaton, our Capitol Bureau correspondent, is going to be talking about loud cars. So there's a new legislation that would ban modifications to vehicles exhaust and impose a $500 fine for a first-time offense. You hear all of those souped up cars going speedy across, the roads, not even just the highways, but those kind of more local roads too. And so this new legislation is hoping to crack down on all of the loud noises with these vehicles. Again, that's coming up News 10 at 6 today with Zachariah Wheaton. So that is what we have coming up. But other than that, that is what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. I showed you what we have coming up on Studio 10, and also what I want to share is some other things that you can expect throughout the weeks, throughout the months, and all year long heading into News 10. It is our You're Not Alone mental health series, and we want you to know that you are not alone. And before I head into this, I know we have some viewers saying hi. So Chris, hi from East Lansing, and BW, thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a great Friday as well. I know those showers are coming through, and again, Colton will let you know when it clears out, when we can see more sun. We're over here in South Lansing, and I'm taking a look outside the window if you're asking why I'm looking over. But it's because we're seeing some of that sunlight, which is putting some smiles on our faces. But if you want a cool, relaxing Friday, here's where you can go. Head over to our You're Not Alone mental health series. You're just going to scan that QR code on your screen with your cell phone's camera, and it'll pull up a link. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll show you a list of resources across Clinton County, Shiawassee, Jackson, Lenawee, Ionia, Eaton, Jackson, Ingham, Eaton. I may have said those already. If I forgot a few, I'm talking about the mid-Michigan counties across our area. And so it has a list of resources, maybe a few per county, whether that's counseling, behavioral therapy, psychotherapist, or just a therapist, someone to talk to. And it's all about taking that first step, opening up. And I know that can be challenging. Sometimes we don't want to admit things to ourselves, because when we do, it feels more real, but that's okay. Telling the truth to yourself, opening up helps, create that connection with yourself and build those healthy habits and loving connections. And then spreading that forward to your support groups, the people around you that you know and love, and also going to a mental health care professional who can further improve your emotional well-being and just be that, source who isn't fully involved in your life. And you don't have to worry about judgment or anything like that. They're there to help serve you and improve your emotional well-being. So those resources are there no matter what you're going through. Some people might think that mental health is just with depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, addiction, but it goes beyond that. We have stressors in our day-to-day lives, whether that's minimal or a lot going on. We get overwhelmed. I know I get overwhelmed at times for sure, and I get a little flustered, and then I seem like I'm in 10 places at once. So no matter what you're going through, know that you are not alone, and it is more than okay to not be okay. But we want to make sure that you're not alone, and there are those resources out there for you. So go ahead, scan that QR code again, and we will have a lot more stories coming up here on News 10, so just feel free to check that out. And I do want to say, coming up Monday, because I know some Lansing Lugnuts games are coming up here, so feel free to check this out on Monday. I will not be here next week, but Seth Wells will be talking the voices of the Lansing Lugnuts, Jesse Goldberg-Strassler and Adam Jacksa, and he will recap the previous series with the South Bend Cubs and also the upcoming series. So I know they'll be heading to Ohio pretty soon, but if you want to catch another game at Jackson Field, you can do so tonight, and then heading on over to Extra Innings on Monday and seeing what they have coming up for their upcoming series, their promotions, all the summer fun. I can tell you that I was at one of the games. Let's see, what's today? Friday? I was there yesterday. Wow. Yes, I was there last night, and it was 2-1 against the South Bend Cubs, so go nuts. They did great, and it was a lot of fun being there. There were some light little sprinkles, but it felt great, that cool down from all the sun we had earlier in the day. And there were a lot of people, a lot of college kids who are now out of school. We had a lot of, local people in the area, residents who showed up with their kids, their families, and it was just so great to see all of them. And if you have a dog and you want to get your dog out too, and you're like, well, I don't want to leave the dog at home and, feel bad that I'm at a baseball game, they have their Wednesdays, Dog Days of Summer, where you can bring your dogs to the ballpark on Wednesdays, and just such a great way to get your little, furry family member out in the community as well. So make sure to go check out Extra Innings on Monday morning. Other than that, go check out a Lugnuts game, because it is going to feel great But we do have Colton Cichoracki here because we were talking about those rain showers.
Yeah, one thing I do want to talk about too is that if you live in Clinton County, I've seen this on social media, we've gotten some phone calls here in the newsroom as well. Tornado sirens were activated this afternoon, and the reason is because there were 2 reports. This is coming from the Ingham County Emergency Manager, actually. 2 reports that someone called in of seeing a funnel cloud in Clinton County. Now, what this actually was something that we call cold air funnels. So you can pull that up, yeah. And basically, these are tiny little things. They kind of look like what you're seeing right here, or if I scroll down on this, they kind of look like this. So if you see one, you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? They're normally pretty harmless. They are normally just caused by the fact that there's some cold air aloft. We have a cold front coming in here, so we have some cold air aloft. They're normally weak. They don't really cause any significant issues. In very rare cases, they can reach the ground, but it normally does not happen. So this was what actually, at least this is what the theory is at this time, of what was actually being seen. No reports of anything touching down anywhere, but that is why the tornado sirens were activated, was because of something called a cold air funnel. But we do have some showers and storms that are moving through, so that's why it might be a little bit more jarring, like, oh my gosh, you know, we have some rain or a thunderstorm happening, and then you have this funnel. But it is not the same thing, and there is no rotation. I just looked at radar. You can pull up pinpoint Doppler radar. With this line of storms that is moving in, there is no rotation with this at all, and these are not very strong from what I can see here on radar. The reports that I've seen on social media of where this cold air funnel was in the Fowler area, so that is just to the west of St. John's. So that's why I've heard some sirens possibly going off in the St. John's area. Again, there is no threat of a tornado with these storms. There is no tornado warning. There is nothing like that. But that we did get that report not too long ago about something that's called a cold air funnel. And these are not atypical. You do typically see this, but it can be quite jarring when you see a funnel up in the sky and think that it could be something. But there is no rotation with any of these thunderstorms. Actually, not even really thunderstorms. There's no lightning with these. As this line of showers and storms is making its way into the region. This is the final push of those showers and storms. US 127 maybe would be the closest that we have.
I know, I'm trying to go around and see if I see any.
Yes, Taylor's been going through the sky cams. Unfortunately, we don't have one north of the 127 sky cam, which is right at the border of Ingham and Clinton County. But again, I did want to start off by talking about that because it can be quite jarring, and you know, we got phone calls and emails and all that stuff about it, but it was it appears anyways that it was just a cold air funnel that can be produced. Very hard to pinpoint where those are, what they might mean.
And I do want to mention real quick, so Colton was running around making sure that he got to the bottom of this. And so, I mean, he's there. He's making sure that you're all informed that it's not.
And, you know, that's why we have such a great relationship with our emergency managers. That's why we have such a great relationship with the National Weather Service, because where did I immediately go when I heard these reports and someone told me about them? As I went to the National Weather Service and I had, hey, what's going on? And we have this chat that we have that we can communicate with all other meteorologists, National Weather Service, everyone else. And we use that, wrote in there, hey, this is what we're seeing, what's going on, and got the answer pretty quickly. And shout out to Rob Dale, the Ingham County Emergency Manager, for getting on the phone and getting some answers for us as well.
Yes, so he's keeping you informed. You are all good to go, but we'll take you back to the rain.
Yeah, and so we do have this line of showers and storms that's moving into mid-Michigan. Maybe some pockets of some heavier rainfall getting right towards Grand Ledge. Here, I'll kind of zoom in a little bit closer. Again, there is no severe weather with this at all, but it is enough that it's going to bring some heavier rainfall, probably getting into the west side of Lansing here shortly. Grand Ledge down towards Potterville along I-69, moving through Eaton County and then eventually into Eaton County here. I'm going to zoom this back out and kind of, hang on, too many buttons over here. I'm going to zoom this out and play it for you, because we do see this very quick moving line that has really kind of just developed over the last couple of minutes here. It's associated with a cold front that's moving through mid-Michigan. Not enough instability, not enough ingredients are in play to see severe weather with this, but maybe some heavier rainfall with this line as it moves on through. But once it does, I would suspect that we're about done with the rain, and then we should dry out for the rest of the day. So we just got to get through this next couple of hours here, and then we'll kind of dry out. I had to throw together my show pretty quickly, so I'm not. Here we go. The hour-by-hour forecast has been doing a good job of showing this line of showers that's moving through right now. You'll like to see the skies get darker and some heavier rain, but watch how quickly that kind of moves out of here at 5, 6 o'clock. It's already east, and then we should dry out for the rest of the evening. So any Friday night plans, I think they should end up being okay outside of the rain that we saw this morning and obviously the showers that are moving through right now. Now, looking into tomorrow morning, this model suggests that we could see some fog develop tomorrow morning. I would say that it's possible, but not likely. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye out for. But we should see a pretty pleasant day on Saturday. All of that kind of fades away as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures warm into the upper 70s. Then late Saturday into Sunday, we'll see another system come in, and this will try to bring us a few isolated showers, but it kind of is losing its steam as it moves into our region. So it's not all that likely that we see anything from this system. I did add in a very small chance of seeing that Saturday night into Sunday. I think overall, though, we'll probably stay dry, at least for the most part, across the region. And that means that Sunday is going to be a dry day as well. Excuse me.
Oh, good.
I've been talking a lot. A dry day as well. And we should see some sunshine break out as we head into the afternoon as well. So overall, I think the weekend should be okay here across the mid-Michigan. You can see that with the weekend forecast. I put the high at 77. I bumped that way up. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty warm day. And then on Sunday, I don't know. I wish I'm contemplating taking that rain chance out. A very small chance of seeing a shower in the morning. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Overall, the day should end up being dry on Sunday. And the weekend, that's not too bad. The first weekend of May, great. I think we'll take that. Temperatures that are well above normal. Average high today is 65, and we're going to be well above that this weekend. The chance for rain, again, kind of there today with those showers that will move through. Very small chances this weekend. And early next week, we'll likely see some more active weather, especially late Tuesday and then stretching into Wednesday and Thursday of next week as well. And then looking at the 10-day temperature trend, temperatures remain in the 70s for about a week. All the way through next Thursday, we should see temperatures in the 70s. Maybe some 80-degree temperatures sneaking in here towards the middle part of next week. But then it does look like, by the way, next Sunday is Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So you have some time still to buy the gifts, but coming up next Sunday, it does look like we'll be trending cooler by next weekend. Highs back in the 60s. And maybe it looks like dry weather at this point for next weekend as well. But I will say, too, this time of year, when we're in the changing seasons, right, our computer models kind of get not as good, is how I will phrase that. So our computer models are kind of bouncing all over the place in terms of temperatures and in terms of rain chances. So don't be surprised if you see the forecast change a little bit over the coming days. Normally we like to keep it as consistent as possible. There could be some changes to the forecast moving forward, but it does look like the middle part of next week's a little bit more active as we see just a parade of systems that kind of move into the region.
Okay, yes. So with that said, he's going to say keep an eye on the forecast, because if those models do keep changing, you want to make sure that your plans are changing with it, or at least you're adjusting with it.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, and downloading the News 10 First Alert Weather app is also a really great tool to see those changes. And of course, with the line of showers that are moving through right now, you can look at radar in the app as a very useful tool there as well. I'm probably going to go post an update in there here shortly. I did post one about an hour ago as this line of showers began to move into the region. And again, I also want to point out that we've been talking about those cold air funnels that were reported in Clinton County, or at least one of them was reported. I'm trying to see if I can see anything on social media here, any other reports that we might have gotten.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of showing where you can see more of the details on the forecast that Colton has written on WILX.com, our website. Of course, going to see those changes if you don't have the First Alert Weather app. I mean, it's such a great tool to have on your phone instead of, pulling this up all the time. You just get the app, you get the notifications too, and then you can track all of the rain passing through by going to Future, kind of hitting that. Ooh, there it goes. You are seeing it. Go, go, go. But Colton was talking about the cold air funnels, I should say. So. Yep,
they're normally harmless. And again, we have seen some reports in Clinton County of these today. I know that emergency responders did go out seeing if there's any damage or any confirmation of anything, and there was nothing found. Ingham County Emergency Management just posted a couple of minutes ago that these were reported. And don't be surprised, again, if you do see these, keep an eye on it. It's probably not going to cause any issues. It's going to be interesting to look at in the sky. But very, very rarely does a cold air funnel touch the ground. And they're not really the same process as maybe a tornado would be. You don't see a lot of rotation in the storm when these form. So we'll keep an eye on it. They're normally very high up in the sky. but it is a possibility. Obviously, we've already seen that, and people, I believe, were called and reported this, and they activated the sirens, which is pretty surprising that they did that, but better to be safe than sorry. But that's what this is. If anything does change, if these storms or these showers end up becoming stronger for some reason, which are not expected to, we'll of course let you know. But there are no warnings, there are no threats for tornadoes. It is just cold air funnels that have been reported right now.
Right, and Colton was saying that's right near US 127, but of course our camera does not face out that way, so I was trying to see if we could see any, but
if I was near one of my other computers, I could turn it off to the north, but I'm not near that computer.
Yeah. So just keep an eye out, and as you're heading out the door today, this is kind of what you're looking at.
Yeah, you're going to see a round of showers here soon, so that's going to move in within the next, if it's not raining where you are right now, I would say within the next 20 to 30 minutes, especially in the Lansing area. This line, if you want to go back to the radar, I can show you one more time. It doesn't really extend too far south. It looks like it's developing a little bit more too once you get closer to the state line. So this entire line will sweep through mid-Michigan over the next couple of hours. Severe weather is not expected. Maybe some decent downpours with it, but that's about it. No severe weather is expected.
All right. Well, hey, that is great news.
That is great news. And we'll talk more about the cold air funnels. Andy will be in tonight as well. He'll have he'll I'm sure touch on this as well, because they can be quite jarring. You know, anytime you see a funnel in the sky. But these are pretty harmless most of the time and don't cause any issues.
No. Well, again, great news. Just keep an eye on the forecast, and you'll see Colton coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock in half an hour, followed by First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. So any last Friday little messages you want to send out?
No, I'm going to go get to work and see if we can get any of these photos posted, and we'll let you know if anything changes.
All right, sounds good. That's it from me, too. So have a great Friday and weekend, everyone.